Looks like you went the opposite way of Chris with the hair there. Is that intentional? I got a follow up after that, but
Yeah, I mean, obviously Chris cut his. I've been growing mine out since March. Haven't cut it. I'm gonna cut it soon, but might as well just leave it during quarantine.
Chris, have you seen an intensity and maybe a focus to start practice that's at a different level from Chris?
Definitely, yeah. He's been moving at a different pace. He's we're still a little bitter about last year, having it cut short our little run. But yeah, the team's very focused. Everything's going good. Everyone's got their eyes on the prize of what we're trying to work for this year. So everything's going according to plan right now.
Tracy, go ahead.
Hey, Jake. Last season, it looked like you improved your defense throughout the year. What have you done in the offseason to improve that? And do you think you can stay in front of the ball with like smaller, quicker guards now? Where do you think your defense is right now?
My defense is definitely a little better than last year, even. Definitely was my main weakness last year, and it was kept building throughout the season. So this offseason, I've been working on that as well as other things, but, just agility training and, working to stay in front of guys. So I've been working on that a lot and keeping my shot consistent, as you all know, and then other things as well, of trying to get fouled more, being a good passer, things like that.
Sam, go ahead.
So, Jake, you led the team in three-point percentage last year. You and David are obviously really good shooters, but you got Johnny Juzang in there now. What have you seen out of him in practice, just from a shooter's perspective, and who wins in a three-point contest between the three of you guys?
I would say me, but it's pretty even though. He's a great shooter, just like myself and David. So that brings another three-point threat to the court. Another things that guys got to watch out for on defense on the other teams. So that'll start to open up the lane even more for Chris, Hyman, guys like that who try to get to the basket. So that just makes our team even better, Spacing the floor. We could honestly put me, Dave, and Johnny on the court together, and that's a problem for other teams right there itself.
Rick, go ahead.
Jake, what does it take to become a great defensive player? And what are you doing to go in that way?
Definitely. I mean, keeping your feet in front is the main thing. Not giving up your body to let guys, jab or something and, falling for false steps or whatnot. But, just keeping the ball in front of you is the main thing. I know I'm not the best defender, so I'm not going to get up and crowd guys and give them space to get around me. So, I'm going to keep my distance, but, also be there if they're going to shoot. So, just playing to my strengths as a defensive player and knowing what I have to do, it's going to be different, but what Tiger would be doing on defense. So, just working to see what I can do better.
Rashawn, go ahead.
Hey, Jake. Can you take me through this off season? Obviously, the season gets cut short. What was that experience like, just going through this and then going through the whole situation where you're not knowing if you're going to have a season to come back to? What was all that like?
I mean, it was definitely a little bummer because I know we were in the midst of going to play in the Pac-12 tournament and then get a shot at the NCAA tournament. So, I mean, that was kind of rough, being my freshman year and dreaming about that. But this off season, I've been training as much as I can, but also being safe at the same time. Whatever they decided to do, which they decided to move it up and play in November. But the main thing was just being safe and worrying about the whole team, worried about people's safety, not getting each other sick and whatnot. So I think we're doing that right now, a good job with protocol and everything. So yeah, my main thing was just whenever we get back, and it doesn't matter to me, but whatever the officials say of everything, we'll listen to what they say and just follow the protocols.
Ben, go ahead.
Coach talked about you guys being ahead of where you were last year at this point in a lot of ways. What ways do you see maybe that being the case right now?
We don't have to go through those learning curves of the first couple of months. So we had to, learn coach's new offense and defense, and what he was trying to get out of us. He knows what he's getting out of us, and we know what we're getting from him now. So now we can get past that stage and start working on other things of offense and plays and whatnot, on more defensive minded things. It's kind of further along than we were last year, because last year was a beginning or starting stage of what we were capable of, and then now we're moving along and learning new things and being a team more. So it's been great.
Tracy, go ahead.
Hey, Jake, what have you done to expand your offensive game rather than be just, say, a one-dimensional three-point shooter? What else have you done mid-range and around the basket in the offseason, do you think?
Main thing was, obviously keeping the three-point shot consistent, keeping that up always. But then also, trying to get to the free throw line more, create contact down low when I'm getting in the paint. The mid-range, if people are flying by on the three-point line or cutting to the basket and I'm open in the mid-range, keeping that up as well, being able to shoot from all points on the floor, and keeping the passing game up. So just overall expanding my game to not just be a one-dimensional three-point shooter, to be someone who can affect the game on all areas of the court.
Rick, go ahead.
Jake, your team went from a 500 team to a pretty dominating, strong closing team at the end of the season. What was the catalyst for that? What was the change that the team did collectively, and how do you sustain it bringing it in this year?
Same thing like Chris said. We finally bought into what Coach was saying. We weren't sure like what we were supposed to be doing at first, like what he was actually asking of us or whatever the case may be. But now we actually know what he wants. Coach knows what we're capable of. So it wasn't really a guessing game of what both sides wanted from each other. So now we are comfortable with each other, know what the deal is. So we've been able to keep that forward. We got the new guys, obviously Chris was talking about, who definitely help us in many ways. So we're just building off of last year. There's no setbacks or anything, so I think everything's going great.